I've been called crazy, selfish, and even a quack for what I'm about to share with you. But I don't care because the truth always comes out eventually. I believe that you deserve to know the truth about why cancer still has no cure, so you can take control of your health and protect yourself against this deadly disease. The experts will tell you that they're making incredible progress in the fight against cancer. They'll say things like, one day soon cancer will be curable and preventable, or there are so many clinical trials underway we're bound to find something soon. But here's the problem. Those statements are not true, and the evidence proves it. According to the National Cancer Institute, there are more than 400 clinical trials underway for pancreatic cancer, the deadliest form of the disease. More than 160,000 patients have enrolled in those trials, yet survival rates have barely budged in the last 5 years. So why aren't these clinical trials working? Well, let's start by looking at how these trials get funded. In 2020, the National Cancer Institute spent over $5 billion on research grants. Of that, $3.7 billion went to academic institutions, and only $95 million went directly to cancer patients. Most of that money did not go towards developing new cures. It went towards routine screenings like mammograms, colonoscopies, and pap smears. And while early detection is important, cures are not being developed. Why not? Because treating and curing cancer is not in the best interest of most people involved. Let me explain. If researchers are searching for a cure for cancer, wouldn't it make sense to look at what causes it? Not exactly. You see, cancer is not caused by one single factor. It's caused by a combination of factors, including genetics, environment, and lifestyle. However, the vast majority of studies focus only on genes. This is where most of the funding goes, because it's easier to patent and monetize a discovery if it's genetic. If they find a gene that predisposes you to cancer, then they can develop a pill to target that gene and sell it to you every month. But that doesn't mean that that pill is actually going to cure cancer. It just means that they found a way to make more money from you by targeting one small piece of the problem. And that's the main reason why cancer still has no cure. But that's not all. There's another reason why they don't want to talk about the causes of cancer. It's much easier to blame an individual for their lifestyle choices than it is for large corporations who are polluting our air, soil, and water with toxic chemicals. People are far more likely to trust a doctor who tells them that cancer is caused by smoking or eating too much sugar than they are to believe that cancer is caused by pesticides, herbicides, and other chemicals in our food. But the truth is that exposure to toxins plays a huge role in cancer development. In fact, studies show that people who live near busy roads or airports have higher rates of lung cancer. How could this be possible if lung cancer is caused by smoking? Well, it can't. Lung cancer can be caused by both smoking and environmental toxins. But if you ask your doctor about it, they'll probably tell you that it's just a myth. Why? Well, that's because doctors are often taught that cancer is caused by random mutations. That may be true in some cases, but it's not true in all cases. In fact, there is absolutely nothing random about cancer. Every single case is caused by a combination of genetic, environmental, and lifestyle factors. Unfortunately, many doctors don't have the training or knowledge to understand this, which leads to ineffective treatments and a lack of preventative measures. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does this mean for me? Is my cancer treatment a waste of time? No, it doesn't mean that. It simply means that you need to take a more proactive approach to your health. You need to learn about the root causes of cancer and what you can do to prevent it. One of the most common types of cancer is colorectal cancer, which starts in the colon or rectum. And while most people think that this type of cancer is caused by diet, there is some evidence to suggest that it may also be caused by gut bacteria. In fact, studies show that people who have a certain type of gut bacteria are at higher risk for developing colorectal cancer. And when that happens, it's almost always misdiagnosed as irritable bowel disease. But what if it was something else entirely? What if it was caused by an imbalance in your gut flora? Well, it turns out that it can be. And this is just one example of how our understanding of cancer is constantly evolving. So what should you do about this new information? First of all, don't panic. The truth is that cancer is still one of the leading causes of death in the world, but it's not the end of life as we know it. Just because we haven't found a cure yet doesn't mean we never will. It just means that we need to keep searching. But in the meantime, there are steps that you can take today to protect yourself against cancer. First, I want you to change your diet. Eat lots of vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. These foods are packed with nutrients that can help boost your immune system and protect against cancer. Second, I want you to exercise regularly. Exercise can help reduce your risk of cancer by increasing blood flow and helping your body get rid of toxins. Third, I want you to stop smoking. Smoking increases your risk of cancer by damaging your DNA and making cells grow out of control. Fourth, I want you to limit your alcohol intake. Alcohol consumption can lead to an increase in estrogen levels, which can promote the growth of breast cancer cells. Fifth, I want you to maintain a healthy weight. Obesity has been linked to an increased risk of several types of cancer, including colon, breast, and endometrial cancer. And finally, I want you to avoid exposure to carcinogens. This includes things like radon, gas, asbestos, and secondhand smoke. But while avoiding these things can help reduce your risk of cancer, it's not foolproof. In the end, cancer is a complex disease, and there is no one-size-fits-all approach to prevention. What works for one person may not work for another. For example, some people may be genetically predisposed to cancer, and no amount of healthy living will completely eliminate the risk. That's why it's so important to be aware of your own risk factors and take the necessary precautions. For example, if you have a family history of breast cancer, then you may want to consider getting a mammogram earlier than the recommended age of 40. Or if you have a genetic mutation that makes you more susceptible to colon cancer, then you may want to start getting colonoscopies at age 30. The point is that there is no substitute for knowledge when it comes to your own health. The medical industry wants you to be ignorant, so they can continue to make money off of you. The truth is that knowledge is power. The more you know about cancer, the better equipped you'll be to protect yourself. And I know that some of you are probably thinking, why should I listen to this guy? He's not a doctor. Well, that's a fair question. Well, let me tell you, I may not have an MD after my name, but I do have a degree in nutrition and biochemistry. I've studied the science behind cancer, and I've seen firsthand how it affects people's lives. That's why I am so passionate about helping others understand the truth about cancer and what they can do to protect themselves. You see, cancer is a disease that affects all of us in one way or another. Either we or someone we love has had cancer, or we know someone who's currently battling it. It's a disease that kills millions of people each year and leaves countless families broken and bankrupt. But despite its devastating toll, cancer is still shrouded in secrecy. There are so many things that we don't understand about it, and that scares us. It scares us because we don't know what to do about it. We feel helpless in the face of such a powerful and mysterious disease. But that doesn't have to be the case. Knowledge is power, and I want to give you the knowledge you need to take control of your health. So please, if you're struggling with cancer, don't give up. Keep fighting. If you're healthy, please take the steps I've outlined in this video to reduce your risk of developing cancer. The medical industry may not want you to know the truth about cancer, but I'm not part of that industry. Just a guy who's trying to help others. And I'll continue to do everything I can to spread awareness about this disease and help people understand the truth. Thank you for watching.